Zion Williamson, he looks fat. The word out on Zion Williamson is that he'll eat the table.
This was the harsh reality that has been going on with Zion Williamson, the supposedly freakish #1 overall pick who's got the build of Karl Malone, the sheer brute strength of Charles Barkley, and the raw athleticism of a young LeBron James, rolled into one genetically superior basketball specimen. Due to lack of conditioning and weight issues though, he struggled to stay on the court throughout his young career, and this prevented him from showing the entire world the extreme ceiling of his almost inhuman-like potential. See, in the last 4 seasons, Zion has only suited up for less than half of the games available, because of the various injuries that he suffered year after year. However, after Stephen A. bullied him publicly on numerous occasions, it appears that this has clearly ticked him off, which forced him to do something about it. And according to the report of Brian Windhorst, Zion has dropped 25 pounds since the in-season tournament back in December, and ever since then, he has only missed a couple of games leading up to last month. It seems that Zion's road back to being healthy is going smoothly thus far, cause right after he sat out the game versus the Trailblazers last February 10th, Zion has never been sidelined, and in the next 14 games, this man-child has been on a tear, averaging 23.6 points, 6.7 rebounds, and 5.9 assists on 57.7 shooting from the field, and a decent 33.3 shooting from beyond the arc. And during that stretch, the Pelicans won 10 of the 14 games, and currently, they are riding on a hot streak with just one full game behind the Clippers for the 4th spot in the West. The recent surge of the Pels has been turning a lot of heads, and without question, the stellar play of Zion on both ends of the floor was the biggest reason behind it. So in this video, I'll be showing you guys what has changed for Zion lately, and why he's been so dominant and at the same time, extremely effective, unlike ever before.
Point game, and a little bit too fast, Trey Jones turns it over, get it to Zion, not a bad idea, thrown away by Dyson, Najee. Dyson have another!
Now, the first big reason that got Zion truly unleashed recently has something to do with the switch up in his position. Naturally playing as a power forward throughout his career, Willie Green began experimenting last month by slotting Zion at the point guard position, and as far as the results go, it has made the Pelicans offense more potent and dynamic, because opposing teams are having defensive headaches with Point Zion calling the shots. I mean, with Zion initiating the point of attack, it forces the defense to react and help out, which then leads to wide open buckets from the shooters. See, here's Caruso taking on the 280-pound Zion at the right high elbow. He backs him down to force the other guys to help out, and when he notices that Kobe White was stretching out too far from his coverage area, he just swings it to BI for the easy top of the key splash. Whenever Zion's operating in this type of situation, he's like a black hole that vacuums the defensive attention of the players he's playing against on the court. I mean, here after the brush screen by Nance, the Clippers decided to double Zion, basically walling him off from attacking the middle. However, the action leaves 2 guys open, and in this tic-tac-toe kind of situation, Zion has the vision to locate the right man 9 times out of 10. Now the other thing that makes Zion more lethal as a facilitator is when he pushes the ball up off a missed shot, and sets up the table on the other end for their early offensive attack. Coming off a rebound, Zion quickly brings down the ball to half court with the intention of going downhill all the way to the cup. And look here, the attention of all 5 white shirts were locked in on him, with the 3 guys plus Clarkson building an imaginary wall, just like what they've been doing with Giannis. With the defense out of position, he finds Hawkins spotting up in the left corner, because Clarkson was sagging too deep, and once again, this leads to an easy 3-point bucket. As you saw in those clips, whether it's on the half-court set or in semi-transition, Zion creates a ton of matchup problems when he's steering the ship for the Pels. And in fact, the stats also back this up, because the more he passes, the more they win the ball games. See, when Zion dished out 5 or more assists, the Pelicans are 23-6 this season. And apart from this, the guys he frequently sprays the ball to, like Herb Jones, Najee Marshall, Trey Murphy III, CJ, and BI are also clicking on all cylinders as well. Which makes their offense a pick-your-poison type of arrangement, since the defense will have a hard time guessing on whether he's going to kick it out or attack the moment the help doesn't show up. Speaking of which, that's also another area where Zion is wreaking havoc this season. And the fact that he is looking healthy for quite a while has boosted his offensive game in a huge way. I mean, his quick first step is back. He seemingly regained his hops and explosiveness, and this is all he needs to put buckets on the scoreboard.
Floor. The lob. Real early. The lob.
There's nothing fancy about his game, but it sure as hell is effective when he gets to his sweet spots. Cause even though you know that he's most likely gonna finish using his left hand, there's simply no way of stopping him, especially when he gets full steam ahead. The Pelicans love to set Zion up at the top of the key, allowing him to cook from 3. Despite carrying 280 pounds of body weight, Zion has superb handles and a quick burst of speed to blow by slower bigs. And here, he was able to use his body to absorb contact and finish against 2 hefty defenders. But see, here's where I think Zion becomes a cheat code on the offensive end. When Zion has the ball around the mid-range area, the Pelicans would send in the other big in their lineup, like Valanciunas, Nance Jr., or Cody Zeller, setting a low screen at the foul line or just above the restricted arc to give Zion some kind of runway or a launching pad, so that he can just jump over his defenders using his freakish athleticism and glide all the way to the rim. And even though I said earlier that he would often finish using his left, he can switch gears out of nowhere to surprise the defense. And what's scary is that he can also put people on a poster and be as devastating using his non-dominant hand.
Now let's see what the Pels can do. Unclear path. Look out! There you go. Showtime.
With Zion slowly crawling his way back in shape, he's turning out to be a major problem on the offensive end, despite not having a reliable jumper or being consistent from range. By simply doubling down on his strengths while heavily relying on his athletic ability and finishing around the hoop. Now, the same thing also goes on the defensive end. Cause with a healthy set of legs, plus the fact that he's trimmed in a lot of weight, Zion moves much faster when lunging and anticipating for steals, and there are no wide open layups that are safe now with his hops back in full power.
They turn him over. Here comes Dylan Brooks. Brooks blocked. Almost taken away. Van Fleet. Flipped away. Zion from behind.
As long as Zion manages to stay healthy for the remainder of the season, and the other guys continue to be consistent on both ends of the floor, there's a big chance the Pelicans can make a deep run in the playoffs and surprise teams along the way, despite not having enough experience in the postseason. Because based on what we've seen with them lately, teams are having a hard time stopping Point Zion and his crew, when they're all clicking together at the same time.